Hello, hello. Want to preface this. I know it's late. I don't want to get too into the funeral, but the funeral went good. I think it brought my mom a lot of closure, it brought me a lot of closure. My grandmother was cremated, so I got an urn with her ashes, which was super sweet. I plan to go on trips in the future and scatter them around. Once again, I'm sorry this is late. You've been nothing but a great instructor throughout the entirety of the semester. You've been nothing but nice to me, nothing but communicative, understanding. So I just wanted to thank you for that personally. Without further ado, let's get into this presentation. And to preface the presentation, it's kind of minimal because I'm going to do a lot of the talking on the different things we went over, but you'll see how I laid out the presentation in one of the slides. So this is my AT&ME presentation. So what my documentation represents. As opposed to solely recording videos of myself speaking, I took a specific picture of my life each week that I am going to incorporate into what I learned through Alexander Technique. Whether it just be a picture of myself after a breathing exercise, a picture of myself in one of my red or blue zones, etc., etc. Like I said, whether it was breathing techniques, learning our warm-up, red and blue zones, style breathing, or being blindfolded, or etc. Alexander Technique has helped me in many aspects of my life, such as being thankful for what I have in my life, how to implement new breathing techniques to better myself, and interacting with people in new ways, as this class required us to interact with our peers in new ways. I know in the beginning of the class, we went over like yes and no and how to touch, and that was kind of scary for some people, I think, because physical touch is not to everybody's liking, especially not mine. On bad days, I really just want to shut down, be in my little ball, but I kept my mind open, and man, I'm glad I did, because this class has helped me so much. So, where was I at the beginning of this semester? At the beginning of this class, I had an open mind to it, although it was titled a dance course, and I put LOL. Not that there's anything wrong with dance courses. I'm not a technical guy. I'm not very coordinated when it comes to moving like that, so I was a little bit nervous for the start of this class. I've heard nothing but great things, however, from this class from people who have taken it in the past. And I was 20 years old, and at the start of this course, I was an avid gym member. I had just stepped away from soccer, so I was not as active as I was prior due to lack of cardio. I decided to step away from soccer due to completing a double internship this fall. I played my 3 years. I had a great time. I have a year left, but I'm going to hold on to it. Maybe if I go to grad school, I might decide to play. My mental health was declining as I have very bad seasonal depression. I remember going into classes. I enjoyed my break so much because it gave me a time away from everything. I was just so worked up about having to come back, and I was just worried about how that would affect me mentally and emotionally. So, week one. In week one, we introduced ourselves to each other in class, and we went over the syllabus. We went over the basic parts of anatomy that we're going to start our drawings on. So that was spine, skull, and jaw. And we talked to them as they pertain to the human body. And the picture that I attached was after our first class when I was at work. I was just in good spirits. I knew I was going to enjoy the class. You can see me smiling a little bit. But yeah. So week two was yes and no, how to touch classmates with them being okay, and it was to trace the body and choose our new skill, and I chose juggling. The picture I took was actually when it snowed and we missed class the next morning on a delay, which was pretty cool because I had 8 a.m. the next day. So for yes and no, I thought it was cool how we were able to show each other different ways to where we could touch people, but like in a comfortable manner. I think it's very important for somebody to be comfortable and for there to be consent throughout it both. And consent ranges further than just sexual engagement. It can range to conversations. It can range to putting your hand on somebody's shoulder, giving them a hug, etc., etc. So I was very happy that we went over something like that, as it is a problem with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like being touched. Week three, red and blue zone in our space bubble and to experience different rooms. So I took a picture of our kitchen at work because that to me is just a place that I'm familiar with. It's a place where I come in, I know I'm going to work, I'm making money, I'm in a good mindset. And whenever we did the experience different rooms exercise, one of the rooms that I chose was the basement at work because that place is scary. And that is a place that I never want to be again. Almost feels haunted. So week 4 was our foot massage, feet, legs, and pelvis, and it was sitting and standing, walking, running exercise. So we talked a lot about being on one of your feet and running and walking and just standing up to the top of your head. So this was right before a run that I went on where I knew that I was going to try to stand to the top of my head on the run. And I will say it helped a lot. It made me feel lighter on my feet. It made my strides longer. And I really enjoyed this section. Week 5. So we had both of our days were online this week, and we had red and blue zones and non-judgmental thinking. For a zone that I was comfortable with, I love being outside, so I took a picture of myself outside. And for non-judgmental thinking, I think I'm very judgmental sometimes when I have to think about something that I already kind of have a prejudice towards. But doing our online activity, it kind of helped open my eyes that like I shouldn't. You can't really judge a book by its cover until you truly experience that thing. And I think that's very important for me to take into the future in my lifetime. Sorry, I'm kind of stuttering a little bit, but I think that's very important for me to take with me in the future, as if I just have like a stereotype or a prejudice towards something, then I'm just going to stray away from it when it could honestly be a beautiful thing. So week 6, we did standing and being on the foot that you're on, and we did our hands and feet, how to draw, and holding things. So I love doing this incline walk at the gym where you put the incline to like 12 feet and you put the speed on like 3. And I really tried to focus on being on the foot that I was on, as I stated previously with my running that I completed I think it was 2 weeks ago. Standing on the foot that I'm on helped me a lot. Like I said, standing up to the top of my head, being on my right foot, and then my left, and then my right, and then my left. It made it go by so much quicker. It made it feel as if I was lighter on my feet. There was less strain on my knees. I enjoyed it a lot. And as you can see, I implemented it into a aspect of my life daily. So week 7, we did partner workup, all joints, and we did the dowel rods, and we worked with the fingertips. So I remember the dowel rods, we were working with our team, and we were going side to side and kind of mimicking each other. This picture was taken after the class. It's just a picture of me smiling. Doesn't really pertain to what we went over, but I wanted to document it somehow. I was happy. I was in good spirits that day. Like I said, this class, when I wake up, I don't like being up early. Not that 9:45 is crazy early, but just being able to go to a class where you're stretching, you're moving around, you're engaging with others, it brings your mood up immensely. And I just think it's awesome. Week 8, we did breathing, ribs, and whispered and we presented our new skill. My new skill was juggling. I didn't learn how to juggle. I'm so close. I still practice it daily. It's hard to keep it in a rhythm, but I honestly can get it. I promise you that. For the breathing exercises, the picture that I took was me doing goblet squats at the gym. I'm very bad at breathing when I work out, but I will say every breathing exercise that we have gone over thus far, I have tried to implement in the gym, and I will say it has helped me a lot in terms of not straining my neck or my face or my legs. I just feel free. When I can breathe properly through my exercises, I feel like they help me out so much more than they did before when I was holding my breath and putting a lot of strain on my body. Week 9, spring break. I went to Wilmington, and I also went to Florida. This is me with a gnome, and you can see I'm a happy guy. Throughout the entirety of spring break, I went with my girlfriend to Wilmington. I was doing the breathing exercises at night before I went to bed. And Wilmington's a pretty stressful place to have to navigate around. People are kind of crazy. At night, people are drunk, and it's a lot. But at the end of the night, to just decompress myself, I would do the breathing exercises, and they help me so much, I promise you, more than you'll ever know. Week 10, we did stow breathing exercises for both days. And as I stated previously, the breathing exercise I tried to implement in the gym, here I'm doing a dumbbell flat bench press, and in the past, when I would go down, I would hold my breath and I wouldn't really breathe properly. So implementing the style breathing technique for specifically the flat bench press was honestly immaculate. It helped me out more than you'll ever know. So week 11 was humming, speaking, and listening, tennis ball massage, and muscles. This was after class, and I did the tennis ball massage again in my back room, and my dog came to show her support. But the tennis ball massage is something that I already knew how to do because we did it a lot in sports with the lacrosse ball. But I will say doing it now when I'm not in season felt amazing. I feel like at work I'm on my feet so much, and there's a lot of strain on my lower back and my knees and my feet. So just having something like that I can do daily just to take away some of that pain is perfect. So week 12, it was constructive rest, whispered ah, and our muscle drawing day. So when I was doing the whispered ah exercise in my bed, my dog came to show her support again. But I think the bed is one of the places where I like doing that exercise because it's a place that I'm comfortable with. It's a place where I know my breathing is going to be regular, and it's a place that I know that I feel like myself. Like, I love my bed. It's so comfortable. Week 13. I wasn't here this week on Thursday, but on Tuesday we did the blindfold activity where we navigated up and down the stairs, and I just thought it was a super cool activity. Trusting your partner in a way when you can't see is just, it's scary, but knowing that you have somebody there to help you navigate throughout the halls was, I mean, it was just a cool experience. And the picture I used was a picture in Cincinnati. Believe it or not, I actually tried this with two of my buddies that went on this trip. We put on a blindfold and we tried to go up and down the stairs of the apartment we were staying at, and neither one of them could do it. I tried to let them do it together so they could experience it, as I already knew kind of what was going on, and both of them fell up the stairs. So week 14 was our muscle drawing day, organs, and presentation day. For my healthy habit, I chose to track my calories. It's been something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I finally found a good app for it. When I presented, everyone was very nice. Everyone was very engaged. They asked questions. So that was awesome. And then the organs I thought was just super cool. It was a cool little activity. It finished up our body maps, and overall it was a great experience. And attached is a picture of coffee because after class, I just love getting coffee. It wakes me up, and it pertains to my life, as this was actually a protein coffee. So it had, I believe, 10 grams of protein in it. Probably had a lot of sugar in it, so not great, but still pretty cool. So where am I now? As of now, I'm 21 years old. I'm in the gym now more than ever, and I'm taking my diet more serious as well as my health. This class has not only opened my mind to new things, but has also made me more flexible and in touch with my body. At the beginning of this course, I was not flexible at all. Even throughout soccer, I feel like adrenaline in a game. I'm able to reach my foot up and make these touches and crazy plays because I'm working off adrenaline. But in the moment, I am so not flexible. And by doing our warm-up every day, I became more flexible over time, and now you can't really see, but I'm touching my palms on the floor, essentially. But like I said, I feel better than ever, physically, emotionally, and mentally, and this course has helped me in more ways than I could count on my own fingers. Like I stated before, where I was before, I was in a very bad spot mentally and emotionally. Although I'm in a very great relationship, it has nothing to do with that. I get this seasonal depression, and I get worked up about things, and I get stressed out, and it's just one thing after the other. So where am I going? I will graduate in December of 2025. After graduation, I plan to move to Virginia to work as a law enforcement officer in Chesterfield County. I also plan to continue my health journey, as I will stay consistent with the gym and my food tracking journey. And lastly, as stated previously, this course has helped me in more ways than I can count. I regularly use the breathing exercises that we have discussed, and my stress is at an all-time low. And I know it may just seem like I'm repeating myself over and over and over again, but I really do use these breathing exercises. I'm a pretty stressed out guy. I'm an emotional guy. I cry. When I get these urges that just make me feel upset, I really, 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 really use these breathing exercises, and I hope you know that. Self-reflection. I did not complete due to the course evaluation. And thank you. Thank you so much for all you've done this semester. You've been nothing but helpful to me. You've been nothing but understanding. I know I had to miss that class, and I apologize. I'm glad I only missed one class throughout the entirety of the semester. But yeah, I am so glad I chose this class as my elective for CJ. Like I said, I was a little thrown off because it was titled a dance course. It was kind of pertained to dance, but it really helped with my mental, emotional, and physical health. This course has helped me in more ways than you'll ever know, and I appreciate it so much. I'm Brady Mowers. This was my presentation for AT&ME. I'll miss having this class. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you so much for being so understanding, and I hope to see you around in the fall. If I don't, then I'll see you at some point. Thank you.